Peterson is going to be released by the Cardinals, according to Adam Schefter. He scored just 2 touchdowns in 6 games with Arizona. They traded for Peterson in October after an uneventful 4 games with the Saints. AP will turn 33 next week. We're joined by FS1 NFL analyst Eric Dickerson. Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Is AP done?
Well, you know, when you get to be 33 years old, it's getting close to that time. I felt like Arizona was a place that he could play. I knew he wouldn't be that long because they have David Johnson. The offensive line was bad last year. No quarterback. The quarterback situation wasn't good. I always thought that the best place for him when he left Minnesota would be the Raiders. I thought that would be a better fit. Or Green Bay, one of those 2 teams. The team I thought it was a contender with Green Bay, I thought, because having Aaron Rodgers and, you know, not having that running game would really help them. Is he done? I think about his career, I think about my career. You know, when I was going into my 11th season. If I could go back and do it all over, would I go to the Falcons? Probably not, because, you know, I figured they weren't a contender. I think if he wants to keep playing, go to a place, maybe the Patriots. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad fit. I mean, you got Tom Brady, who's older. He's older. I don't think he's that feature back anymore. And it comes down to, how do you feel not being that guy that's getting 250 carries, 300 carries? Even though I don't think he could handle that anymore. I think his body wouldn't handle it. But when you see AP in person, he's in such great shape.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he looks like you. I mean, seriously, he's like you touch
carved hard like granite.
God,
Why do you do that, Eric?
I know.
I
know.
EDK Lotto.
I know. You know, I'm giving that rate.
How he used to.
Yeah.
Still, ED, like, man, you still, that's all you do is work out.
Like, you already work out. But, you know, is he done? I don't think he's done. And one more thing, I think he's had a Hall of Fame career. I really do believe that.
Yeah.
I think that is no doubt about that. But, you know, it comes down to what you want to do. I mean, you know, I know he's from Texas, the Houston area. Does he want to go back to Houston? Would he want to play, you know, with Deshaun Watson? And would that prolong his career maybe another year being at home? But it comes down to what you want to do and what teams are interested. So I think that he has some time left, but not a lot.
AP has been done. Adrian Peterson, if he wants to, can be serviceable. But here's the thing. Going to Houston, Skip, they got Lamar Miller, they got Devontae Foreman. Remember how that worked out with him in the 3-back set in New Orleans. Now, he can't carry the workload. Remember, the last time he had 30 carries, the next game, had like 10 yards, and he missed the rest of the season. Yeah. Of 34 players with at least 150 rushes last year, Adrian Peterson had the second lowest average rush, 3.4. Third worst percent of plays within 10 yards. That strikes you as a guy? All time, and ED, you know that you can attest to this. As a great player, you only see yourself as that, even as you get older in your career.
Yeah.
AP, this is what we need. I'm still Adrian. I'm still AP. I can still go get 12, 13. No, you can't. You can't carry that workload anymore. Everybody is basically going to a 2-back with the exception of the Steelers. But they use him, Le'Veon Bell differently than they use Adrian Peterson.
Yep.
Adrian Peterson is a bell cow. He's a collision guy. That's not what Le'Veon Bell is. So they're 2 different types of running styles. But Adrian Peterson, he needs to understand he's not that featured guy anymore, ED. And you have to understand, can he play for minimum and be a guy that's only going to get, say, 150 carries? If he can do that, but I don't know them. When you see the free agent market, you look at all these guys, the oldest guy out there is Danny Woodhead, who's a scat back. Deion Lewis is 27. Carlos Hyde is 26. Jeremy Hill is 25. McKinnon is 25. So DeMarco Murray is 30. Adrian Peterson is about to be 33.
But I would still take him over any of them guys you just named. I mean, you
do what? You want to sell a ticket?
Oh, well, I would like to sell. Of course, you want to sell a ticket. I think he can still play. You know, and the guys you just named, he can not play any of those guys. But forget the age, because you know, first of all, as a player, you know this as well as anybody. Sometimes it's not about those 2 numbers. It's about how you feel, how your body feels. But hold on. But I agree with you. He's not a feature back anymore. He's not AP. He's Adrian.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And this is why I would take these guys. You know why? Because all these guys have played with other guys before. They don't need to be the feature guy. He needs to be the feature guy, and that's all he sees himself as.
And remember, the one negative on Adrian, I don't know why, but he can't catch it. So you got a couple of guys on there who can really catch it out of like Deion Lewis or Woodhead or those. They're just little scat back who can catch little swing pattern.
Right.
So this is what just hurts me to my soul that we're looking at a Hall of Fame running back starting to bounce around the league, and now he's begging for the Houston Texans. Please, yeah, that's my dream job. Your dream job? Come on, you're better than this, right?
Yeah.
Come on. And I had high hopes for him going to New Orleans. I told you last year I thought it could be great, and then Alvin Kamara happened.
Yeah.
And I didn't see that coming because I didn't see enough of him at Tennessee or certainly at Alabama. And all of a sudden, whammo, he happened. And he was special right away. And his coach knew he was special. And so Adrian at New Orleans wound up 27 carries for 81 yards, 3.0, like per carry. That's just pretty pathetic. He was pretty pathetic there.
Yeah.
Then he goes to Bruce Arians, and Arians featured him twice in games in which he just broke loose. And they won both the games, and he went for 134 and 159. It was like ED kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And that was it. So we had 2 big blips. And they were great blips. They were like good old days blips.
But here's the thing.
And like you said, then after that, that's it.
First game out the gate, and then you have, he was whoop, and then you got.
The rest of it.
Bam.
But when you notice it, Arizona's offensive line is terrible.
Okay.
I mean, it's terrible. So as a back, if you don't have the guys up front, I don't care if you're a young Eric Dickerson, a young Barry Sanders, if you don't have the guys up front to give you somewhere to run.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And AP's not that bounce around guy.
No.
He's more like a straight line.
Hit it up in there.
Get it up in that type of back. And if you don't have those holes, it's not gonna happen. That's why I really believe. I think the Patriots would be a good fit.
Could be.
Could be a good fit.
Where you could just pick his spots for him.
Yeah, pick his spots.
They'll use him, I don't know, 4 or 5 times a year to feature him.
Exactly.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. I don't believe he can play like that.
Yeah.
Because 1 week you might get 30 carries, and then you might go a month. Because think about it. James White had 14 catches. James White barely played in the Super Bowl this year. So you never, who was that? Jonas Gray, Offensive Player of the Week. And then he never sees the field again. And as a running back, ED, you need carries. You need a rhythm. He is really a rhythm player.
Yep.
He can't get in the rhythm having 15 carries once every 5 weeks.
But it comes to a point where you have to say to yourself, I'm not that guy anymore.
It comes to a point you got to say, I'm taking my butt home.
Yeah, it comes to the point. Yeah.
That's the point it got to come to.
So the great Eric Dickerson lasted 153 NFL games. Right now, Adrian Peterson has played 138, so he's still a little short of you. But I watched every snap he took at the University of Oklahoma, and he is as high a collision of back as I have ever watched. In college, he was head hunting.
Yes.
He's looking for linebackers to run over, and he had a lot of that in him early on at Minnesota. So he has paid a long price here, and it's probably starting to catch up to him. I'm more in Shannon's corner, even though I saw these bursts from him last year. It feels like he's done to me. And I hope I'm wrong about that for his sake, but it just seems like as great a shape as he's in, and I know, you can only run into something so many times, right? You only have so many collisions in your human body.
And as a running back, you have so many hits. And you're right. You look in the mirror and say, I still look like that guy.
Yeah.
But you don't. I watch him. He doesn't have that.
No, he doesn't have it.
It's almost like I gotta get to it. I gotta get to it.
Everybody ain't gonna be Emmett. 15 years as a running back, or Marcus Allen play all those years, but they were different style runners.
I say different.
They weren't collision guys.
Emmett lasted 243 games.
Think about it.
You were 153.
And all the playoffs.
Emmett Smith could avoid collisions better than any back I ever watched.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it.
But I saw that offensive line.
It was
like,
great.
Oh, he can't get that hole.
North Turner used to talk about in the early days with the Cowboy 90s dynasty, Emmett had the greatest quickness in a confined space he ever saw, meaning he could duck and dart behind all those elephants, and you couldn't get a hit on him. And he's trying to avoid collisions.
Yeah.
He's the complete opposite of Adrian Peterson. And then later in his career, he won't like me saying this, but he would just, I'm out. I'm out.
Hey, ED, you gotta learn to throw that blink on those ED.
I'm out.
You're running up out of bounds.
I'm out. I've had enough.
Hey.
I got my 4 yards. I'm out.
But that was the best offensive line I ever saw.
It was great.
That was the best.
I would agree with you. That's the best one I ever saw.
I agree with you. Because we used to sit back and say, man, look at them. Emmett said this past season, you see them holes Zeke had? I'm like, Emmett, what's wrong with you? You see them holes you had?
Them whole Zeke holes weren't big as
No.
You had Larry Allen, Nate Newton, Big E.
Oh, God.
And Big Easy. If Easy hadn't got hurt, he might have been the best of them
Oh,
all. That dude was a monster.
yeah.
He got hurt in a car wreck.
Yes.
We'll leave it there. Has Ndamukong Suh's career been a disappointment? We'll discuss that next.